Hi everyone, welcome back to another video of Circuit Digest. Today we are with Mauser Electronics, a company that needs no introduction among most of our viewers. And sitting right next to me is Kevin Hess, who is the Senior Vice President of Marketing at Mauser Electronics. So Kevin has been with Mauser for 35 years and today we are going to draw on his experience to understand how he plans the global marketing strategies for Mauser and especially how Mauser is gearing up for the fast-growing electronics ecosystem in India. So thank you, Kevin, for joining us and thank you for giving us. Yeah. So Kevin, I would like to start with the experience that you had with Mouser. So you started back in the 19s. So how do you look at the electronics component distribution evolved over these past years?
So going back 35 years, the way that business was done when I started with Mauser is we would actually print a catalog and we would take that catalog and mail it to customers. Now, this was only in the US, and the customers would actually take that catalog every 90 days. And that's how they would order parts is by thumbing through the catalog, see what parts are in there. And they would call us on the phone.
Okay.
Or they would send us a letter. Yes, they sent letters, or they would send us a fax.
Okay.
The biggest change in the industry was the internet coming around, because what the internet did is it opened up our business to everybody around the world. And you're able to get information on the web within seconds instead of within weeks of printing the catalog. So the biggest change I've seen in our industry is going from a print catalog distributor to an e-commerce distributor and going on to the web. And again, it turned Mauser into a top global distributor around the world within a short period of time.
Right. So Kevin, so you have been involved with component distribution for a long time. So if you have to quote on one early experience with Mouser, which changed your perspective on semiconductor and electronics component ecosystem altogether, what would that be?
That has to be around the same thing as going from a catalog and going to the web.
Okay.
Because when you look at marketing used to be, let's put a print ad in a magazine and let's hope something happens with that print ad. Now with digital marketing, you're able to put your message out in front of the audience that should be seeing it, and you can measure the effectiveness of that. So the biggest impact has to be the digital age of marketing from a print publication.
Okay. So I think that this should have been a huge change because earlier there was no internet and you guys were doing it with line cards.
Yep.
And then once the internet came, what kind of marketing decisions made a huge impact having internet as its benefit?
So you have online marketing to where you can target your ad going in front of the audience that you want to. The other thing is email. People depend on email to educate themselves.
Right.
So you have all the subscribers, which we have close to 1 million subscribers, and you're able to communicate with them digitally. And then social media. Boy, social media is playing a much bigger picture within our industry nowadays. As these younger generation engineers are coming out of college, they really don't go to the traditional methods that a lot of people in our industry that have been here for a while, they look to social media for their information. So when you look at the digital transformation, social media is playing a much bigger picture than what it used to.
Right. So for most of the target audience or of a particular niche, most of them are engineers or students learning electronics engineering. So of all the platforms you just quoted, be it emails or online ads or social media, if you have to select one which you think has the biggest impact for an electronics component distributor, what kind of marketing would that be?
So if you're going to ask me what's the future, the future is going to be social media.
Social media.
Yes.
Why do you think that?
Because the younger generation, that's what they rely on for their information.
Okay.
That's what they engage with, and that's what they trust
Okay.
with as a source for information. So right now, I would say it's the online advertising, it's the email. But if you're asking me about the future, let's say the next 5 to 10 years, social media is going to be the biggest player that we can be involved.
And when you say social media, since you're dealing with global marketing, is there any specific platform in your mind?
Well, actually, we manage, I think it's close to 20 different platforms.
Right.
So there's not going to be one platform that you can use to reach all of those younger engineers out there. You have to be able to engage with them on all the different platforms. And that means creating different type of content, because what you use on Instagram isn't what you use on LinkedIn, isn't what you use on YouTube.
Right.
So the future of social media has to be learn how to engage with the engineer on whatever platform they're using.
Right.
And be able to engage with them and give them valuable information.
So I have two questions regarding that social media platform. So, do you think there are hardcore engineers available on social media platform, and what kind of targeting do you do to acquire the select audience that Mouser would require on social media platform?
I do believe they're hardcore engineers on social media. Again, it's going to be the younger generation.
Right.
And then how do we engage with them? I think that depends on the platform
Mhm.
because, again, depending on what platform they use,
Mhm.
you have to develop the content they're expecting to see on that platform.
Right.
I do think when you talk about engaging type of content, especially around the engineer,
Mhm.
they look to video
Right.
to educate them.
Mhm.
So I think moving forward, video is going to be very important. It has to be, you're going to have your video that may be open the box, let's get this up and running, that may
Mhm.
be a few minutes long,
Mhm.
to your 30-second video that
Mhm.
here's what it is, here's what you can learn about it, and then they're on to the next video.
Understood. So, Kevin, when you're planning a marketing strategy,
Uh-huh.
there are two type of audience you can focus on. One are established engineers who are already in the industry, who are working professionals, and the other is the rising younger generation who would be a potential customer for Mouser.
Mhm.
So, how do you target between these two segments?
I think you have to target them separately
Right.
because, again, there's going to be different type of information they want from
Mhm.
a distributor or from a distributor, especially that tries to educate.
Mhm.
So I don't think you can develop the same thing for two types of audience. I think you need to develop something specific for each types of those.
Right. So, Kevin, can you help us understand the buying journey of an engineer when they purchase components or select a component distributor? Like, how does their journey look like?
Yeah, so their journey is not similar to selling consumer goods online, right? If you see an advertisement for a pair of shoes, you're going to see those pair of shoes. I love them. Go online, pick your size, and check out.
Mhm.
Engineers don't do that. What engineers will do on our site is they'll source their products.
Mhm.
And once they find a product that works for their bill of material, they'll add it to their cart.
Okay.
And then they are constantly sourcing products. So it may take an engineer up to 6 months
Mhm.
to fill their cart with the bill of material and then
Okay.
check out.
Oh,
So if you look at the buying cycle of an engineer on Mouser.com, from the time they start their cart until the time they finish, it could be weeks, it could be months.
oh, okay.
But there's nothing we do in that process to say, hey, you have parts in your cart you want to check out,
Mhm.
because we understand that the engineer
Mhm.
is getting the parts for their bill of material for their design,
Mhm.
and they will finish when they're ready.
So, Mouser is not just an electronics component distributor. They have a lot of tools that would help engineers in the design process and also with the procurement
Yep.
process. So, out of all the tools available on Mouser, which is the most used by engineers?
So the most used by engineers is our bill of material tool.
Okay.
And the reason is you can put a list of parts. You can take your bill of material for your design,
Mhm.
put a list of parts in that BOM tool,
Okay.
and figure out lead time, figure out price, figure
Oh.
out stocking level in
Okay.
an instant.
Mhm.
And then guess what? Move that to a cart and check out.
Oh.
So that gives them a list of parts, tells them what's in stock, what their price is going to be,
Mhm.
and the complete total price. And within a click, be able to buy it.
Hmm. So, other than this tool, is there any other tools that help with the marketing perspective on Mouser?
Yeah, we have a lot of different buying tools.
Mhm.
As for helping engineers with tools, what we see the most, it's not really a tool, it's what we call a microsite,
Okay.
which is a quick overview of the product.
Mhm.
Engineers spend a lot of time on the microsite, which
Mhm.
then leads to the data sheet, which is the detailed information, right?
Mhm.
So we have engineers that spend a lot of time on product microsites to educate themselves on what this product does
Mhm.
and whether it'll work for their application.
Okay.
But when it comes to tools, the buyers use more of the tools that we have
Mhm.
than engineers using tools.
Understood. So one big strength of Mouser is that you guys talk a lot of electronic components. And when it comes to marketing, how do you decide which verticals or which product needs more marketing or which product should be promoted?
So that all depends on where you're marketing, right?
Okay.
Because uh, say you want to focus on a certain technology or focus on a certain application,
Mhm.
it's different around the world.
Okay.
So what we do is we have teams of technical engineers that understand marketing
Okay.
in all the different regions.
Okay.
And what they need to do is they need to go, hey, what's the most popular? What's the biggest trend in
Mhm.
my industry or in my area?
Mhm.
And then we'll talk about that.
Mm.
So we actually have engineers on staff
Oh,
in different regions around the world
okay.
focused on their region and
Mhm.
what should we be talking about.
Okay.
So we have engineers
Uh-huh.
that market to engineers.
Oh, that's interesting. So I have a follow-up question. So if I'm seeing an ad of Mouser, how much of that is designed by an engineer and how much of that is designed by a marketing person? Like how much of the decision making is done by an engineer?
So we actually have our own designers on staff.
Oh, okay.
And what's very important in Mauser, especially the marketing team, is understand your customer.
Hmm.
Somebody who comes from retail into Mauser, they have to learn a totally different customer because a design engineer is not the same as somebody who would buy, again, I'll go back to shoes.
Right.
A buyer of components is not the same as somebody who buys shoes. So we actually have our teams educate themselves on understanding who the customer is in order to develop marketing.
Okay.
Now, what role does an engineer play in how the marketing is developed? They will actually say, here's the words you want to use for this product to go after an engineer or go after a buyer for these applications. So it's very strategic on the words we use on our ad, on who we're targeting and what application we're going at.
Understood. So recent times there has been a lot of buzz around AI and there are a lot of hardware chips coming out of AI. So if I have to give you terms like AI, EV, robotics, and IoT, which vertical would you choose for marketing?
So can I talk about each one individually?
Oh, please.
Because there's different approaches. So first, AI. I think AI is going to be talked about for the years to come.
Right.
How much business or how many products do we sell for AI? That's hard to tell because every manufacturer that comes out with a part now says, this is for AI. But, everything's about AI. But really, the products we sell isn't the AI chips. We sell everything around it. But when you talk about application wise and products and the trending in the future, IoT is still popular.
Right.
Because everything is being connected. Everything has to talk to one another. You have to absorb all this information, turn the data into information. So IoT is going to continue to be a trend moving forward, especially since everything's connected. EV, I think EV is regional.
Okay.
Right? In China, EV is huge.
Oh, okay.
In the US, EV is not huge.
Oh.
It's not big. Europe, EV could be large. But again, it's losing popularity. What was the other one?
Robotics.
Robotics. So you say robotics, I'll say automation, right? I'll take it to a higher level.
Okay.
I think automation has such a huge opportunity for distribution in the future because everything, we have to figure out a way for people to work with robotics or work with automation moving forward because we have to become faster, we have to become more efficient, and we have to become more productive.
Right.
So to me, looking forward, I say IoT.
Okay.
It's still a big trend. I think it'll continue to be. Automation is going to be a large trend moving forward.
Okay. I'm surprised AI is not in the list. Do you think AI is overhyped right now?
I don't think it's overhyped. I really like AI. We use it every day. Is it a huge opportunity for sales within the component industry? I don't think so. But I do think the talk that AI is getting is just. I think AI will change the way that we work in the future. The way I said that the internet changed our business from being a catalog to being an e-commerce distributor, I think AI will have the same impact in our industry. Will it be sales dollars? I don't think so. Will it change the way we work and way we go about business? Yes, it will.
So I'm an engineer, and one thing with technology is that it changes very fast. And even with electronics, there are a lot of new components coming out almost every month.
Yes.
So how does Mouser help an engineer to select the right product, which is of the recent technology, and how to make sure that this is the exact fit for his design requirements?
So the first place we have to start is our relationship with our manufacturers because they're the ones creating these new products.
Okay.
So it's very important for us to have strong relationships with the manufacturers that we have on our line card. And the manufacturers created that product specifically for something.
Okay.
So what they do is, hey, this product is created for this application, this industry, whatever it may be. It's our job to take the information from the manufacturer on why this product was developed, understand our customer base, understand who should have an interest in this product, and then get that product out in front of them as soon as we can.
Okay.
Because what's fun about a new product being introduced to the industry is nobody knows it.
Right.
Right. So it's our job to educate the engineer that here's a new product from this manufacturer. Here's the reason they built it. Here's why it may work for you. And you remember I talked about microsites?
Right.
That's where we take them is to a microsite
Okay.
to tell them, here's why it was developed. Here's how you can use it. Does this work for you?
Perfect.
And just to add on to that, manufacturers rely on us
Hmm.
to find customers for a new product
Mhm.
because that product doesn't have a customer yet.
Okay.
So that's the partnership, right? Hey, Mauser, 900,000 customers, find the right customers for this part we just built.
Okay.
And that is what we are experts at.
Right. Can you give us some numbers? Like, I think you would have a better understanding on how many new products are being, at least how many new products are being launched through Mouser every
Yep.
month or every quarter. Can you
Yep.
give us some numbers?
So yeah, in a year, we will launch between 3,500 to 4,000 new products in a
Okay.
year.
So all of these are new products launched by manufacturers.
Yeah, these aren't extensions of series. These are new products.
Mm-hmm.
And, we have 1,200 manufacturing brands on
Mm.
our line card.
Mm-hmm.
And some manufacturers will have 70 new products a year.
Oh, okay.
And the good thing about us is we invest in inventory. We have it on the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're marketing, an engineer can have it in their hand the very next day.
Understand. So, Kevin, you've been taking marketing decisions for globally. So, you handle Europe, North America, India, Asia Pacific, everything. So, how do you tailor your marketing strategies based on the country?
So I will tell you this.
Hmm.
I am responsible for marketing globally, but do I do marketing globally? No.
Okay.
I think it would be stupid to think I would understand all of the different regions.
Uh-huh.
What I like to say, and I truly believe this, is I hire people smarter than I am.
Okay.
So if we want to market to customers in India, which
Mm-hmm.
I think India is a huge opportunity for us,
Mm-hmm.
I do not know how to market to people in India.
Right.
But I can tell you, we have a marketing team that understands that,
Mm-hmm.
and they can take all of this content that's being built, customize it for their audience,
Mm-hmm.
and go out and educate current customers or find new customers. So
Okay.
our strategy at Mauser is to have local people marketing to local customers
Mm-hmm.
because they understand.
Okay.
So
Okay.
my job is just make sure that the people around the world have the right resources they need
Mm-hmm.
in order to continue to grow our business.
Understood. Can you talk a bit more about the Indian market? Like, how do you see the Indian market and what kind of optimizations do you do when marketing for Indian audience?
The future we see for the India market is amazing.
Okay.
And I think you hear a lot of people at this show talking
Right.
about the same way. The next 10 years for India is going to be absolutely amazing.
Mm.
There's some things the government needs to figure out,
Correct.
and they're working on it and they're committed to it.
Mm-hmm.
How do we market to the India audience? Again, I can't tell you that, but I can tell you that we have a marketing team that
Mm.
understands the India culture,
Mm-hmm.
understands how to message to them,
Okay.
and they will take whatever they need to build
Mm-hmm.
in order to go out and engage with those customers.
So I have one quick fun question
Yep.
for you. So what do you think is the most common misconception among engineers about component distributors?
That all we do is sell parts
Okay.
because we are much more than just a warehouse
Mm-hmm.
that has parts on the shelf that you can
Mm-hmm.
buy. It's a
Okay.
place to get educated.
Right.
It's a place to come in and figure out the latest trends, learn about the newest products.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we are more than a place just to buy parts. I think we are a resource for
Right.
information when it comes to components.
I've also seen Mouser doing a lot of activities to engage with the designer community and the
Mhm.
electronics community. So is there any recent things you have in mind planned for the Indian audience? Any new community activity or something like that?
I would say continue to do what we do. We do engage with the students by helping them out with projects,
Mm-hmm.
sponsoring a lot of things universities do.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, the fun thing is I'll try to answer this. Everybody says, where do you see Mauser in 5 years?
Right.
Have you ever had that question before?
No, I haven't asked that.
Okay. Yeah. If you ever have that question before, it's kind of a yes, right?
Right.
But what I say is somebody asks me, where do you see Mauser in 5 years?
Mm.
I will say it's wherever the design engineer needs us to be
Mm-hmm.
because we have to be nimble. We have to change. We have to adapt to the environment
Mm-hmm.
and we have to continue to educate them
Mm-hmm.
on what we do best, which is technology and products.
So to conclude the show, I just want to ask one last question.
Yeah.
So what is Mouser doing specifically for the Indian audience in India? Why should the consumers in India be excited to purchase from Mouser?
We are investing with people in India.
Correct.
We're investing in resources in India.
Mm-hmm.
We see India as a huge opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And as a company, I would say the word is we are investing in this country.
Okay.
35 years.
Mm-hmm.
When we first started in Asia, China was a huge opportunity for us, and it continues to be.
Mm-hmm.
I see the same thing for India in the next 5 to 10 years is India will be bigger than China when it comes to the electronic component industry.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I'm done with all my questions. Is there anything you want to add up to this interview?
I don't think so. I liked all the questions you asked. The biggest message I can say is for new products, for new technologies, we are the distributor focused on that in the industry, and we are focused on the design engineer.
Okay. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you so much again
Yeah,
for
thank
this
you.
opportunity. And I really enjoyed having this
Thank you.
conversation.
I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.